Hello and welcome to episode 38 of the CPRW podcast. My name's Colin. We do Colin's Punk Rock World and CPRW Records. Today we're starting things a little bit differently because we listened to more professional podcasts and often they have an advert advertising an LTV at the start, and people listen because it's right at the start. So I'm going to do an advert right now for our friends in Dundee, Make That a Take Records. They are, well, to be honest, just struggling a little bit at the moment, and as things are, they might not last as long as we'd like them to. So I just want to sort of encourage you to go check out their go to their Bandcamp, go to their Big Cartel page and buy lots of stuff from them because it's really good quality punk rock. They've released the latest release is the new All Deep Ends album, Throwing a Pit to Nothing, which is going to be on most people's album of the year lists. And they've released stuff in the past from like bands like Goodbye Blue Monday, Get It Together, Kimberly Stakes, Uniforms, Tragical History Tour, Paper Rifles, Luna, Broken Stories. Absolutely bloody loads of really, really good bands who deserve your attention. They don't just release really good music as well. They do a lot of work for like the Dundee community, and they run Rad Apples at vegan restaurant in Dundee as well. So it's just a collective of really good people doing really good things, and they need your support. So if you can, please do. So just Make That a Take Records. Google it. You'll find the Bandcamp. You'll find Big Cartel Facebook pages, all the stuff. I'll put links in the end of this as well. If this is all you listen to of this whole podcast, then hopefully that's encouraged you to go check some stuff out. But this actual podcast, advert over, is for Hamburg Booze Cruise, and I am joined by two people who are described at Hamburg Booze Cruise as my podcast friends, Robyn and Brett. Hello.
Hello.
How are you both?
Yeah. We partied a bit hard. I don't know. It's we're getting old for these festival things, but not too old. Can still do it.
I'm getting too old.
Yeah. No, look, we're feeling a little bit tender this week. We won't lie. We had a good time. I think if you were measuring how good the time was by the recovery time, very, very good time was had.
Yeah, so it's been what? When did it finish? Sunday. Today is Saturday, so 6 days, and I have felt so awful this week.
Yeah.
It's been rough.
I've been tired, sick, just all the things.
Run down.
Post festival blues and sickness are the worst.
Yeah. I think as well where we haven't, we had MPF earlier in the year, but we haven't been able to go as hard for like 2 years. It's building the stamina back up, but we're also
definitely
2 years old or 3 years older, and I'm used to going to bed at like 10 o'clock now. And also
when you're pushing that multiple nights in a row, you feel it. And
the traveling as well. How did I used to go places? Oh dear. That was awful. But we'll start with, I guess, that was your first time in Hamburg.
Yep.
How did you find it? What was your first impressions of Hamburg?
Really easy to get to by train.
It was great. It was so much closer than any other festival we've ever been to. So thank you very much, Hamburg, for being in the geographical position
mainland
that you are
Europe,
in. Yeah. Thank you for having such a wonderful festival in mainland Europe. Also, just big.
Yeah,
it's a big place.
I mean, I guess we've been to some big cities in the world. But I mean, we've been living in Weiler for a couple months now, and going to a place like Hamburg, there's just so many people. And the city is just so big. It was
especially on the Reeperbahn on a Saturday night. There's a lot of people out and about, and I think it was a lot of people for us to see.
Yeah. Also, European summer was
hot. Yeah.
Pretty intense.
I think this is, considering that we've been to Fest in Florida. I mean, I know that's in October. It's not exactly the height of summer, but yeah.
But sometimes it feels like summer in October.
Sometimes it feels like summer in October. I've heard that. It was hot. It was proper summer vibes, which was great when you were out on the boats in the wind. sometimes in the sun or inside the venues. It was like very sweaty, very sweaty. And the venues don't have aircon, so that gets steamy very quickly. And I think my impression of Hamburg was also just like especially in St. Pauli, in the area just above it, like lots of little independent places, little independent shops and cafes.
Yeah, no, it was really cool. There was lots of places to see and poke into, and
lots of graffiti, just like very kind of artsy, independent, and I think that like goes very well with having a sort of music festival. Yeah. But yeah, the Reaper Barn is also quite a trip. That's an interesting time. You know, we could have had a lot more crazy fun.
But what was crazy is about like not that far away from that, right, is the botanical gardens and the Japanese.
The beautiful
garden,
green belt there.
Yeah, it was so serene and beautiful.
We went there on our first day. Actually, we were meeting an old friend in Hamburg, and we got some drinks and went to go sit in the park and walk along through the Japanese gardens.
Drinking in public is a thing in Germany as well.
Yeah, that's fun and new.
It blew my mind to be able to walk around with a glass bottle, even if it's just cola. It's like, this is weird. This would never happen at home.
Yeah.
Fritz Cola is great. We can.
Yeah, we tried that.
Yeah, that was a good time.
I miss it. I've been looking at trying to ship some in this week.
The itch is already you needing that scratch.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, no, so it was a good time. It was lots to see and lots of different like food places to try in between. Just don't try and go early in the morning.
Just don't go before 12.
Yeah, if you're hungry before like 10 in the morning, that's on you. Best you deal with that.
Yeah, I think as a tip for next year, it would be make sure you have lots of food for the morning, like in your hotel or your B&B or whatever. Because things don't open as early as you expect. I mean, we're used to, like, if we go to like a festival, like is usually like London or Manchester, where things don't really close, especially in London. So
it's just an important thing to remember.
Yeah, I think it's a big city where I guess we've come to expect things to always be open in big cities like that, like London and Manchester and New York and stuff. But it is also Europe, where they, take people's time more seriously. So, stores aren't open 24 hours unless it's a special kind of store, maybe. Which we didn't go into, so we wouldn't know.
The 4-star sex store.
That
was definitely open quite late. You could get in there.
Only 4 stars, though. Only 4 stars.
Only 4 stars. So we didn't venture. It's 5-star or nothing. But as Brett says, I think it's remembering that you don't necessarily need to have access to these places all the time, but it is an adjustment that you need to make.
Yeah.
So your journey was quite stress-free and relaxed. Ours, on the other hand, I mean, we got there, which was a bit of a concern to start with because of like the train strikes and the UK planes being an absolute mess at the moment for reasons I don't really know. But so we planned to leave quite early. And normally our train would go from Bedford straight down to Gatwick Airport, but that wasn't happening. Luckily, we did have a train we could get, so we didn't have to go to London, then change, and then get to Gatwick that way. We ended up getting there about 4 hours earlier than we needed to.
It's always better to be safe.
Yeah, so we thought, okay, we've got plenty of time. We'll get some dinner because we know we were obviously planning, or we'll be arriving in Hamburg later in the evening and wouldn't have time for a proper dinner. So then obviously Emma and I are both vegan, and there's not too many options for vegan people in Hamburg or Gatwick even. And we ended up going, there's a Wagamama's there who do have quite a good vegan menu. But there was a massive queue. We queued for like an hour just to have a Wagamama's.
Wow.
But which we think was partly due to the train strikes, and they just didn't have enough staff.
Yeah.
So that eventually happened. Luckily, that did kill a good portion of the time we spent waiting to take off. And then our plane was delayed a bit because there was bad weather somewhere else. And they were using the bit of sky we needed to use or something.
Yeah, I've heard that about Sky. It's very limited.
Yeah. I was confused, but who am I to question an airport?
We're not pilots.
We don't know. We have no idea.
But we eventually got there. We found out. Found the way. I was smart and planned ahead and downloaded the U-Bahn, S-Bahn, undergroundy train network thing, the planner. I don't know what it was called. I think I still actually got it on my phone for next year. So and then we followed that, and then Emma got a bit panicky. I was like, oh no, we've come the wrong way. And I followed her because I usually get things wrong. And it turned out I hadn't got things wrong. So we got off a train for no reason. I just had to wait for another one when we realized. I was like, I don't think.
And then your train was delayed, wasn't it?
Yeah, it was delayed leaving the airport to start with. And then we got off for no reason. And then but we eventually got there. And we found you guys. We were in room 420 of the Premier Inn, and which I found quite amusing. It was a lovely room, and we eventually got there and ate some Pringles that you kindly got us.
Yeah.
And then that was our first day arriving in Hamburg, and now we'll talk more about what people actually might want to hear about is the bands rather than our travel plans.
We could talk about what we ate on the Thursday as well. Yeah.
We went to the Miller Cafe or something, didn't we?
Yeah.
I had scrambled tofu. It was very nice. So we started with so we went to get our wristbands from Cruise Records, which is a newish record shop, which I think we both all spent quite a lot of time and money in during the weekend. If you listen to the end, we're gonna, and you're watching
like a haul.
We're gonna do a record haul sort of showing, but that'll work better on YouTube. So go there and subscribe as well. We started there. We met up with Richard and Matisse, which was cool. Just bumped into them, really nice guys. So Stefan, the organizer of Booze Cruise, turned up. He had his dog. So I said hello to his dog more than him. Kind of rude of me, probably, but
his dog did grab a lot of attention. I mean,
it's a very cute dog. Yeah. Then it was really, really hot. What did we do? We went for a little walk along the docks. This is the day it rained, wasn't it?
Oh, that was the day we got caught in the rain.
Yeah.
The one cloudburst that we had the whole weekend.
Well, that we witnessed.
Yeah, maybe there may have been others. We
may have missed some.
We may have missed some. But that one was proper. I think you and Emma were both completely soaked, essentially.
Oh yeah.
I was definitely soaked from the one side.
The side that the rain was coming in.
Yeah, like we were sort of walking along the dock bit because we were like, oh, let's take a selfie. The sky is blue. And then 5 minutes later, I think we were running for cover. Because it's like properly torrential sort of rain that sort of hits the floor, then bounces back up towards your knees.
Yeah, and we were stressed because we were like, is the boat going to go? Is that initial boat ride going to happen?
We were on the way to the opening boat ride.
Yep.
Because you guys had tickets. Me and Emma failed at getting any. Sad times.
The tickets went really fast.
Yeah. We went back to the hotel and dried off. Yeah, I tried to use a hairdryer on my socks and did not work. So how was the boat ride? Tell us. I don't think we've actually spoke that much about it. Tell me what I missed.
Was in every way awesome.
It was. I'm sorry, Colin. It is so good. Punk rock on a boat. It's a concept that I don't know that it should work. It just does work. It's so great. It's so relaxing and exciting at the same time.
Yeah, I loved it every minute.
As my first live experience of Uberyou. It was phenomenal. The energy that band brought, it just we had Tide Radio first. Tide Radio were excellent.
Yeah, and the dude was wearing those funny, they look funny, but seasickness goggle thingies with the thing. And at first I thought it was just a joke.
Just a bit of a gimmick.
Because it was, he was wearing the captain's hats and the goggles. I thought, oh, that guy looks kind of funny. But no, he did explain that it's for seasickness. I don't know if they worked, but they played really well, and it seemed like they were unaffected by the movement of the boat and the waves and stuff. so it seemed to be all good. But they were excellent.
I love how with the band you are on the boat. Like you're so close. Like you're pretty much on top of them. It's proper like I think kind
DIY,
of like
punk
DIY
vibes,
kind of
right?
Almost a basement show feel. You're just out in the open in the like beautiful sort of
sailing through the harbor.
Essentially with people cruising by on their boats, like looking up, like, are they really doing that? And you're like, yep, we are. We're having a great time. And then Brett witnessing Good Riddance. I mean, there must be videos or photos of Brett just way up the front.
There's a photo of me on Good Riddance Facebook, or not of me only, of the crowd. And I'm in the crowd. So yeah, it's
just like, singing everything right back. I think.
No, it was amazing. It was amazing. And like just the organization of those shows across the weekend actually on the boats was like flawless. Amazing. Like how they switch over the bands so quickly on a boat.
And making sure that they make it back for the docking time at exactly the right
impressive
time.
I was kind of worried that, you know, like switch over between bands can sometimes take a long time, and when you've got such limited space on a boat, it was going to be even harder. But it was really super good. Quick and really, really tight. And then of course the bands were spectacular. Good Riddance played all of my favorite songs, all of the songs that I wanted to hear. I was singing along for a lot, and I think I lost my voice on that first day already.
I think we went too hard on day one. I'm just gonna put that out there, and I think it started on the boat.
Yeah.
So we started with Tide Radio and Uberyou, and we will essentially end with them as well.
Yes, spoiler alert.
Spoiler alert. And to be honest, that is just the absolute perfect way to bookend it. And like Uberyou just so got me ready for the weekend. That was just like so great.
It was just a really good way to open up the weekend. Like it's almost like having a pre-fest show.
Yeah.
You know, that's just gets you super pumped up, and it was just perfect. I can't think of anything that
I can. It was just missing Colin and Emma. That was like truly. That was like. I think I just wish like there could have been more people.
Yeah,
it's tough. I think everyone wants to be on that first boat ride. It's very special. So I'm glad we got to do that. But yeah, it's a bit sad we weren't all together for the start. We were baptized in the storms, and then we had to go our separate ways, but we soon reconvened back on land. We found each other again.
I was quite thankful to be able to go back and change, to be fair.
You guys have seen Uberyou on a boat before?
Yes, we had. The last time we went, they played the boat as well, so we knew, and I'm glad if you guys got it so you could experience it, because we had experienced it before. So but hopefully next time we can all be there. Next time we'll learn and be prepared.
Get on those tickets.
Be prepared.
Yeah, I think we have to buy. I think the boat ride comes with the pre-sale tickets. I don't know. I'd have to look it up though. But
don't know.
That's a good reason to get on those pre-sale tickets. Yeah, for sure. But we'll have to check that.
Yes. So yeah, our first band of the weekend was a replacement band. Bikini Beach was supposed to open up Molotov Club, but unfortunately, I don't know what happened, but unfortunately, they had to pull out. I'd assume sickness. That's the way these things go lately. And a band called I always say the name like the Russian man rather than what they said their actual name is, like Abramowitz, I think they're
right.
How you say it, not Abramowitz. But they were a cool way to start. I'm assuming they're sort of a Hamburg band, as they were able to jump in short notice. But yeah, they were pretty cool. They're a band I've been aware of for a while and hadn't got to see, so it was cool for that to happen. Then we made our way down to Hafenklang, which is like a 15-minute walk. And I think that's when we met up with you guys.
Yep. For Sidewalk Surfers.
Sidewalk Surfers, yeah.
Yeah, I was really impressed with them. I really enjoyed them.
Yeah.
I guess they were more on like the street punk side of stuff, and had a bit of ska, good sing-alongs. really, really cool way to open the shows at Haffenklang and Goldener Salon.
Yeah.
Like that's quite. It's just like. I mean, that felt like more like a punk venue rather like Molotov Club. Just felt like a general music venue.
Yeah.
And if you got the same sort of
that's fair.
vibe like that, but yeah, I was really impressed with them. I brought the. Oh no, that's a spoiler. I happened to go past the merch table and at one point and things happened. But they were really cool. Then did you guys stick around for Friends with Boats?
Yeah, I think we
little.
I stuck around for the whole of Friends with Boats. I think Robyn's schedule sort of starts to change now. I went off to go
see Tiger's Jaw.
But yeah, Friends with Boats were, I mean, after only hearing the one song that they had put out on Bandcamp or Apple Music or whatever your choice of streaming services, it was quite hard to know like what it would be like, but based on that one song I really wanted to see them and see what else they had going, and I thought they were really, really good. Just straight punk rock that, you know, no frills, no like nothing crazy out there. It was just really, really good.
Yeah, I was really, I mean, without doing my best not to sound too sort of disrespectful to them, they also they're sort of older guys who are just sort of doing it, they're just having the time of their life, and I really like seeing that. Yeah, they smashed it. And then I
ran away to Tiger's Jaw. Who I really enjoyed. Like, I think they had a very good mix of like older and newer songs. And I think that kept it quite dynamic and quite upbeat. And yeah, my favorite song from them is June. June was amazing. I enjoyed that. So I danced my little heart out. So yeah, that was like really great, really good opportunity to get to see them, and I thought they performed really well.
And I stayed at Haffen. I don't know, did you stay with me to see the
second youth? Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, no, I thought that they were also, I mean, I think this is going to be across the board, like there's not a bad thing to say about any of the bands we saw.
I'm going between good and blew my face off basically.
Yeah, Second Youth were also just new to us, new to me. So it was really nice to see some new bands and new music and hear new music. They're not German though. I think they were from Italy with the English sounding guitarist.
Yeah, I think the guitarist is from the UK.
Yeah.
The rest of the band are Italian. I don't know if he's based in Italy or they just
interesting.
Yeah.
I don't know how that works, but yeah, they were really, really cool. I was like, when I was doing my research before like the festival, they came on and I was like, this is a band I really need to see. And I did. And I wasn't disappointed.
Me neither. Yeah, I think like they gave me like the punky side of Get Dead vibe, like with like some cool grooves, and the front man has some really good moves dance wise.
Yeah.
Really, really charismatic frontman, which was also really good.
Yeah, and then I guess.
Oh, sorry, you were watching Tiger's Jaw.
I'm sorry.
Colin and I were enjoying ourselves with Second Youth.
We were. Then we went up back to Molotov Club as well for the Carolyn.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like I enjoyed, but I can't remember a lot of because it was really hot and I hadn't acclimatized yet.
Very, very warm, especially coming from outside in the backyard. It was to go in inside the club.
You also came from Tiger's Jaw in the backyard into Molotov Club to watch the Carolyn, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
I love being able to switch between the venues like that. So Haffenklang and Goldener Moon, and then or Salon, and then Molotov, the two different ones. That was
handy.
It was great. It honestly, Friday was one of those days. It just felt like it went so fast because it was just one great thing to the next. I don't think I've ever had a festival day that felt so much like I blinked and it was kind of
over,
done. And that was just how nicely each band slid into the next one. But I remember the Carolyn being good, like despite how much we were sweating.
Germany.
I caught them again later as well because they played a few times.
I don't remember seeing them the second time.
No, it was just me. They played Molotov again.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, no, they were good.
They were really good. And they came all the way from the US, which is really cool.
Yeah, I wish I will look. I don't know if they're playing Fest or not, but if they are, we'll sort of make an effort.
Oh, they will go down at Fest, like
go see them again, because I feel like I would really enjoy them if there wasn't sweat pouring into my eyes, which obviously isn't their fault. Yeah. Then I guess like the headline sort of main event for the Friday night was Press Club. For your life,
for the whole thing. I was not prepared, guys. I was not prepared for Press Club. What was that?
That was incredible. It was incredible. Like I've heard like good things about them, but like as a live band in the past, and I've always really enjoyed them. Like when I've like listened to them, but that was something else.
Wow, yeah.
Like that was insane. I think
they had the crowd like right there. The front woman Natalie, like she's just like in the crowd, up jumping, like leading everyone. It was just like, I think she could have like led us into war. I don't know. We were like ready. We're like, okay. That performance of Suburbia was just like, it's tops. One of the best sets I've ever seen.
I was sad because they clashed with Nofnog, so like it was a tough choice. It was only a choice that I made on the day of going to see Press Club over Nofnog, and it was purely based on Press Club have come all the way from Australia. Nofnog are European, so most likely chances of seeing Nofnog again are fairly high compared to Press Club. Excuse me. So yeah, but I was so happy with my decision. Press Club were mind-blowing.
Yeah, man.
I'm gonna stop talking now before I die.
Please don't.
We are so old.
Yeah, I don't know if I can publish death on the internet, so please don't die. Yeah, and then after Press Club, it was Between Bodies, who are another band I was really looking forward to seeing, and wow.
Just wow.
What a band they are. Again, I wish I was a bit less boiling hot, so I could have fully enjoyed it, but like they said it's like their 8th gig or something like that.
I don't know how.
Yeah,
I mean, I know how because of the pandemic, but like you wouldn't know.
What a band. I feel like if they were American, people would be like, this is an incredible band. Now they'd be talking about them in like the way they talk about like bands like Spanish love songs, and
if
they
if
would
like
be
Spanish
the next
love
big
songs,
thing.
Like you have to listen to Between Bodies. They're just they are phenomenal, and they've got a new album coming out.
Yeah,
and that is earmarked for like my end of year list.
You haven't even heard it yet.
I have heard a couple songs of it now, and I've also earmarked a new Flatliners for my end of year list, Brett. There's some things you just know in your heart and soul. I'm very excited for it. Very, very excited for that album.
I had to run from Press Club to Happen Clan to go to catch Good Riddance, because if you've not seen Good Riddance before, seeing them twice in one day is a chance you just can't let up. So that's what I did instead of watching Between Bodies. But
you missed out.
You had to hear Colin and I go on about it for the next 2 days. Yeah.
They were really good, Brett. You should have just simple Good Riddance fronts and gone to see.
Good Riddance the second time were just as good as the first time, except it wasn't on a boat.
Different vibes,
a few different songs, but also some same songs, which was still fine and good.
How long did they get on the boat? How long did they get on the boat to play?
About half an hour.
Yeah.
And then I
think they played for an hour off the boat, but I did leave early. I left the Hafen Clan set early so that I could make it to the No Use cover show. Okay,
well, before we talk to the final 2 bands of that, we're about to run out of time and we'll have to jump back in the meeting again. We'll go back to my original advert. Go support Make That a Take Records.
Yes,
and
do it.
Then come back to this podcast, which we'll be back in a second. Yep. Hello, welcome back. We're still going to be talking about Hamburg Booze Cruise. We're just going to finish the Friday off quickly. and then move on to the rest of the weekend, as that's what you probably do in a sensible order. So yeah, did you come see Custody with us, Robyn? Do you remember?
No, I don't think
you
so.
saw some of it.
Maybe?
Yeah.
Maybe.
I apologize to Custody if I do not remember. I must have, Colin. I must have come with you guys.
Yes,
I don't remember
think
very
you
well.
met
I remember
us.
Between Bodies very well.
I think because I saw Good Riddance alone, you saw Between Bodies, and then I think you went with Colin and Emma to see Custody, because we met up after that. Yeah,
I think maybe you met. I think we left Between Bodies a bit early to get to Custody, and then maybe you met us there. Who knows? Things that don't really matter. Yeah, that was at the venue. I really can't say properly. And Knockwash.
Oh yes,
that place.
Right.
Which
I got lost, if you recall, Colin.
Yes,
I was wandering the night for a while. That is why I don't remember it. I saw 10 seconds of one song.
Okay, good. Yeah, we turned up and they started earlier than we thought they had. I think we should, I guess, describe the stage, because it's not your conventional like rock band stage at Knockwash. It's like just quite a long sort of thin stage, and they just had the drummer in the corner and then all the band members alongside in like a nice line, rather than like the drummer at the back. And I think because that was the first band I'd seen there like playing like that, it was kind of hard to adjust. And I think maybe that took away my enjoyment of Custody a little bit, which was a shame, because they were one I was really looking forward to. But like the singer's voice is superb. They played the songs really well, but I think as a complaint a few bands, or I had, of the venue, the weekend, the sound didn't seem as good as it could have been, or wasn't as good as the other venues. I don't know if that's like the case of that venue. Doesn't usually have rock bands. It has different types of music, and that's maybe why. It was a really nice space though, so I enjoyed it as a venue, but I think the sound could have been better, basically. But yeah, when we got there, Custody were already playing, and as it was quite calm in there, I kind of thought they were sound checking, and it turned out it was actually their set. So but yes, I was a little disappointed. I don't think it was Custody's fault. It probably more just the venue wasn't what I was expecting it to be, and that threw me a little bit.
Yeah.
Plus I was hot and tired. But yeah, so after Custody, we hurried to Uberyou for the No Use for a Name cover set by Shellycoat.
Yes.
Which I think you guys were more excited about than Emma and I.
Well, No Use for a Name is probably my favorite band of all time.
Yeah.
And getting to watch a band play No Use for a Name songs is something I'm always going to relish. And I mean, Shellycoat did an amazing job. They played, I mean, obviously had a limited time, so they couldn't play every single No Use for a Name song.
We would have stayed. We would have done it.
If they ever choose to do that, we will make the effort to be awake and aware. I think Robyn and I were up there singing along to every single song.
Yeah, we were way up the front, having a good time.
And it was just, yeah, it was amazing. I mean, obviously, can never see No Use for a Name live again, so that, you know, the only thing we can do is enjoy cover songs and cover sets by really cool and amazing bands like Shellycoat.
Yeah, it was a shame with Shellycoat. They got sick, or one of the members got sick, so they couldn't actually then perform their own set over the weekend.
Yeah,
but I mean, I know I like No Use for a Name, but I wouldn't say I'm like uber fan like you guys are. But I was sort of hung out in the back more with Emma, and I had a nice thing, and it was quite amusing. One of you guys, I think, had sort of said to Emma, "You'll know at least one of the songs."
Yeah.
Yep.
And for every song, I was like, "Was this do you know this one?" No. And I'm assuming the song you guys meant was International U Day, which I think they played last. No.
Yeah.
wasn't aware. Like it's one of the ones that Emma's sort of. I think of a lot of Fat Wreck bands. Emma didn't get into punk rock when Fat Wreck was at its peak. She got in like Gaslight, Menzingers. That was her gateway.
Yeah, and I think if you like getting into punk rock in those like early 90s sort of epiphat time or era, like there's the staple set of bands, right? Like Lagwagon, Good Riddance, No Use for a Name, No Effects, like, and I think if you got into punk rock a little bit afterwards, like you could easily have just as amazing experience of punk rock without knowing anything about those bands, right? Because there's just so many really good bands post 90s epiphat sound.
Yeah, for sure.
So like it's totally fine. I think I'm just old, so that's when No Use was one of the first Fat Wreck bands that I fell in love with.
It was such a great way to top off that Friday.
Yeah,
it was that Friday goes down as one of my best festival days ever.
Oh, easy. It was, I mean, it's right
and
up
that was
there
just the little cherry on the top, as a cover set so often is, I think. The way it can just sing along to all your old favorites, was a good time.
Right, shall we quickly move on to the Saturday? Because I think there's a lot to talk about on Saturday.
Do it.
I don't think I saw Brett all day Saturday. I think we had quite a different schedules for the whole day.
So you're a little bit towards the end.
Yeah, although we had pizza together at Uberyou before the rock and roll started.
That was nice in the sunshine.
Nice.
It was great pizza, good vibes.
Yeah.
Really liked Uberyou.
Uberyou pizza was good.
Yeah, so me and Emma, we did go on the boat this day for half what they were doing with the boat. So you'd get on, there'd be a couple of sets, and then it would dock again, and then another couple of sets would happen. You could get on and off if you wanted for like the second half, which was quite cool. So we saw the first half, we got there, and there was a huge crowd. And we were like, oh, I hope we get on. But we did, it was great. We saw Second Youth and Snare Set, and Second Youth were just as fun as they were at Haffenklang. And Snare Set, they're a band I've been aware of for a while, but hadn't seen yet. And I was super impressed with them. Like, I will sort of go out of my way to sort of listen to their music a bit more because they were really cool. Gruff, like their drummer was incredible. Like, it's one of those drummers you could tell was just having the time of their life as well, and just big smile on his face, shouting along with the songs. So that was really cool. Then we got off and we hurried back to Uberyou for the Captain Arsehole acoustic set, which I was really excited to see. Because
so glad you managed to catch that.
Yeah.
We flew off that boat. It was my running from the day before really got me got the fitness up and the stamina up. I got there. And I think they very, very rarely play acoustic, and they said they hadn't really rehearsed it, but it was just Manu and Basti playing acoustic Captain Arsehole songs, and the rest of the band were there. Some other folk were there. It's just a really nice time, and I loved it because I love Captain Arsehole. I don't know what else I could say about it. It was great. What were you guys doing?
We were hanging out in the Molotov backyard.
Yeah, we put some acoustic sets. We saw Jeff Rowe, who I'm not familiar with at all, but it was really chill, acoustic, smooth.
And then we saw Kirsty and Corey.
Cool, yeah, they did like a 90s.
Yeah, it was great covers.
Cover set. Actually. I mean, I wasn't familiar with a lot of them. I knew the Oasis song and Teenage Dirtbag. That was about it for like songs I was actually familiar with. But I'm also an old grumpy man who didn't really listen to a lot of radio.
Fun. It was good sing-alongs, and it was a bit of the Pineapple Party. And if you've ever been to Fest, they do a Pineapple Party. I feel like Booze Cruise is a lot of Fest vibes. I get a lot of Fest vibes from it. That was just great. That was great. I really enjoyed that outside area at Molotov.
Yeah, because there was like little places to sit if you really wanted to. You could find a spot to sit and relax and rest your legs and feet.
There was also, they were selling vinyl for a time there.
There was the merch and the vinyl section in the back.
Yeah. And there was food like in the corner. That was just a great spot.
I think Molotov in general, like both the club and backyard, other than the heat in the club, Molotov as a whole is probably my favorite venue.
Yeah,
It's
on a
just really
cooler
nice.
weekend,
Yeah.
you'd be quite happy inside there.
Yeah, I think from when we went before, I don't remember it being quite so hot.
Yeah, no,
But
look, it was warm. It
Yeah.
was
it was
very
warm, but I think by the third day, I sort of kind of got used to it. But yeah, we after Captain Arsenal, we went to Molotov, and I think on that day, like they had like it was I think Gunner Records were having an anniversary.
Yes, it was Gunner
Yeah,
Records that was in the backyard
Was
there.
it
Yes,
15 years? I want to say.
sure.
Yeah.
Sure, why not? It was 15 years. We'll say it with our chest out.
We'll say it with conviction.
It was 15 years. Sorry if we're wrong. Yeah, so they had
some
like
really great specials going on stuff there.
yeah, but
Yeah.
so all the bands they had the Carolyn, who I missed because I was watching Captain Arsehole. Then they had Chartreuse, Little Teeth, High Times, and Arterials, who have all released music with Gunner Records. So it was kind of cool to have like a showcase for those bands. And as the like a section of the day, that was one of my favorite parts of the whole weekend. Like all four bands was superb.
Yeah,
Like all different kind of sounding bands as well. Like Chartreuse are more of a I guess hot water music sounding band, and I think they're quite new. And I was blown away. Little Teeth, I saw a bit of in 2019 without kind of by accident. They were sort of on stage replacing Good Friend, who was stuck in traffic or something. So I wasn't planning on seeing Little Teeth, but I got to see a bit. And then I reviewed their album afterwards. So then seeing them this time and sort of hearing the songs live now after knowing them, I was so impressed. And they had a replacement or fill-in bass player as well for the set. And yeah, like Corey Cole has got one of the most unique voices and such a good songwriter. And he came and said hello to me on the Friday as well, which was kind of cool.
Oh, that's lovely.
Nice. Because it's just weird to me that people know who I am. Especially people who don't go to New Crossing.
You're famous, Colin.
You're so famous, Colin.
It's weird. Yeah, especially if it's people like that who aren't at New Crossing every week. It's just odd. But yeah, then the High Times I think impressed a hell of a lot of people.
Oh my gosh, High Times were really good. Yeah, brought a lot of energy.
Yeah, they're kind of like a sister sort of spin-off band from Uberyou with a different vocalist. And she has an incredible voice. Like on the record, I think it's really, really polished, but sort of seeing it live was really, really cool. They finished with an Iron Maiden cover as well, which I wasn't expecting, which was pretty cool.
So no, I was there thinking like, this sounds amazing, but now I remember I was there.
Yeah. And then Arterial, they were probably my find from the last 2019 Booze Cruise, and like loved their new album they released, which I think was 2020 now. New album in 2020. Yeah, so it was really cool to see them again. They put on a really good show. Their singer, I would say, had the best dance moves of the entire festival.
Oh my gosh. Yes.
He was like liquid in motion. Yeah, I mean, they cut.
We were all liquid in motion, Colin. We were in Molotov Club. We were
this is true.
Puddles, the lot of us.
This is true. Yeah, I don't know. Like at the end, like they cut their last song a bit short, and with the guitarist kind of seemed to like throw his guitar into an amp. Like we don't. I don't really know what happened. I don't really want to speculate, but hopefully he's okay. And I thought the set was fantastic. So
it was great.
Yeah, if you don't know Arterials, go and check them out. They've sort of got a bit of 90s punk rock to them. They've also like quite a raspy vocal and superb songs and great messages. And then what was anyone else doing something else in that whole sort of section?
Robyn was getting a tattoo.
That's
why she missed out on a couple of the bands. So like I think another cool thing actually that has like maybe has fest roots, I don't know. But to have like a tattoo artist or tattoo studio associated with the festival, and for Booze Cruise Hamburg, it's Atelier Teachin. I think that's how you say it. Which Toby and Sarah, they were like so nice. Booked a bit of time with Toby, got a really lovely piece done. And I just love it. I have a tattoo from Anthem in Gainesville as well. And I just love getting something to remember the time. And
only one that's missing now is MPF.
MPF, man, we got to make it happen. And I guess it's like a little bit of a, I'll throw in a pop culture reference. It's a little bit of a musical talisman, a la sort of running up that hill in Stranger Things, you know? It's what helps keep the bad things away.
Your tattoos.
Yeah, well,
it's
a little bit of a reminder, a link to what that music and that time means. And I
just buy a t-shirt.
You could do that.
T-shirts shrink, tattoos don't.
I did have to miss seeing Irish Handcuffs, which was a bit of a blow, and missing Bike Age as well, which was tricky. So you've got to make your decisions. You have to decide. Well,
I got to see Bike Age and Irish Handcuffs, and I'm happy with my decision. You know, I think they were way better than a tattoo. Not as permanent, but Bike Age really, really impressed me. I think I'd heard a few of their songs beforehand, and just like my kind of band, melodic punk rock, that's just done really well. And I think like every band that we saw, like the German music scene or the German punk scene is just so rich and like full of quality and talents.
Incredible.
Like it's amazing that it's not more popular than it is, or it's not bigger.
It's really slept on.
Than it is, right? It feels like these bands play so well, and they play such what's the word, like accessible music to like fans of the punk rock genre, and they play and they sing songs in English, but it feels like they're only big in Germany or in Europe, which is strange. But now that we're in Europe, I'm very happy to go and see more of these kinds of shows and bands featuring.
For sure.
Yeah, because
for sure.
It was like they blew me away. Bike Age, I think I would have really liked to have bought some merch from them, but I was running short on cash, which is one of the nitpicks that I've got with Hamburg and maybe Germany.
Is the cash culture, the need for cash, yeah.
So I had to start picking and choosing my merch carefully. So Irish Handcuffs got my cash that night. But yeah, both bands were really good and incredible, and would totally recommend seeing them again. And I actually did see Irish Handcuffs again that night or the night after. I can't remember.
It was that night. I got the schedule from it. So we, after our tours, we saw a bit of Lagwagon in the Molotov backyard. You met us for that, didn't you, Brett?
Yeah, I made it back for the High Times and Lagwagon. Because Lagwagon, one of my favorite bands.
Yeah, I was kind of interested going into the set because, like, I think the day earlier they'd cancelled their UK tour because Joey's voice has been struggling, and I think it's fair, or I don't think it's unfair to say, like, especially at the beginning of the set, because we only stayed for like 3 or 4 songs before going back to Knockwatch. I'm going to say it different every time, I think, but
we'll get it right one of them.
Yeah. Just no, but. His voice didn't sound as strong as it perhaps usually is.
Yeah.
But it was cool to see everyone. It was cool to see him in that setting.
Yeah.
Like on the Molotov backyard.
I stayed for the whole thing, and I think that his voice was definitely like when they first came out, I did get a bit like of a remember when we saw the Descendants in Australia and Milo had lost his voice. I had like that thing going. I was like, who's gonna step up and sing all of his songs for him? But I mean, as the set went on, I think his voice warmed up and he got like they got more into it, and like he definitely sounded better as the set went on. And I mean, towards the end, it was just amazing. It was as good as any Lagwagon show. I mean, it's like a band that's been doing it for 25-30 years is going, like, they're just so good. Plus I caught a guitar pick. It was pretty cool. I mean, they threw a lot of them out there, so it's not like I'm one of 10 or something, but still I'll use it when I get my guitar a bit later in the month. Maybe. So that was good.
Yeah, I think I saw they started with some bangers, so that made me a bit happy about leaving earlier, because I think they played Violins quite early. They played Falling Apart quite early, and they're 2 of my favorite Lagwagon songs. So I'd have liked to hear May 16, obviously, but that was obviously going to be the last song.
Stayed for the very end.
And did they play Razorburn?
Yes, also towards the end.
Yeah, so it'd be nice to see them, but I'm sure I'll get a chance to see Lagwagon again at some point. It's Lagwagon.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll be back. I think, in fact, I think they've got a massive US tour planned for their big 25-year anniversary or something. I think.
Yeah. I saw that.
I'm sure they've got another European leg scheduled later in the year.
Maybe they're doing Punk Rock Holiday.
Yeah.
It seems like they should be. It seems like the sort of band who plays Punk Rock Holiday.
I don't pay any attention to the Punk Rock Holiday lineup.
Captain Arsenal are playing. You should.
And then yes, after Lagwagon, we all met up at Colin's happy place.
First we saw Hell's Ditch.
We saw Hell's Ditch. It was awesome. Yeah, that was.
Oh yes. Oh, I didn't see that.
Tell us all about it. I spoke
about early.
Yeah,
and we felt very magnanimous as well because there were people waiting outside in a queue to see Lagwagon. So we left and some of them could go in.
How kind of you.
We were so kind.
Yeah. Tell us all about Hell's Ditch. I spoke about them quite a lot on the Bristol Booze Cruise podcast. So what did you think?
Well, just first of all, like major props because they had like so many difficulties, barriers. Like, didn't two of their members drive like 12 hours or something
like
more?
600 miles. It's like mad.
Yeah. So, you know, for a band that had to play at the same time as Lagwagon, which is was a really tough slot. You know, I'd already decided to go and see them, but like I was doubly glad. And we had a great time. Like I think they brought a lot of energy. I really like the sort of style, the sort of big melodies that they play. Yeah, I thought they were great. I did not regret my choice at all. How about you, Colin?
Oh, I loved them. Like I saw them at MPF and in Bristol as well, and every time I've seen them, they've just really impressed me. Like Nick's, I've been watching Nick's band for years because he used to play in a band called River Jumpers, who I absolutely love. If you don't know them, check them out. They're not together anymore, obviously, but check them out. They're superb. So just hearing his voice in a new band and again, they're really, really good. The songwriting's like really catchy, like you say, very melodic and just really accessible punk rock. And it seems like there's quite a lot of positivity around the lyrics as well, and quite an uplifting band. Really, really cool. Like if you don't know Hell's Ditch, then get on it because they're superb.
Get on it.
Get on it. And then it was for me anyway. And I mean, all of Saturday was really just building up to this moment, as we know.
No, I mean, I'm surprised you called it
Saturday. It was Captain Arsenal.
Yeah, I mean, you say all of Saturday, all of the last like. When did I buy the tickets for this festival? I've been building up to this moment for me. But yeah, what do you guys think of Captain Arsenal before I go off on a long love letter rant type thing?
I think, I mean, I know them from obviously you always raving about them and listening to their records, and I enjoy listening to their records. I like honestly think that the sound let them down in
Not
watched. I think, but it was still really good, a good like set. Like I enjoyed the sets, and I just feel like it would have been much more impactful for me if the sound was better. And I mean that's all I can say, but it was really good.
I mean, it wasn't my favorite venue. I don't think I felt that I don't think the sound got to me as much. I just thought, like, how does a band get so rich? So many lovely musicians, all together. Any one of them could go off and you know make an amazing band. Like, what a joy to have so many of them together on stage. It was great. I had such a good time. Colin, you did not misrepresent, oversell.
The hype was worth it.
The hype was worth it. Yeah.
They're really, really good, aren't they? Like that was probably the only time like the whole weekend I was properly like fist in the air, like shouting along to every song. And even like because the problem they had with the sound was like the lead guitar wasn't loud enough.
Yeah.
But that was fine for me because in my head I know all the riffs anyway. I'm like in my head I just sung it, and it just what an amazing band. Like if you don't know Captain Arsehole, then you haven't spoken to me in the last like 2 years. Or this is the first time you've listened to one of our podcasts or done anything.
Push pause right now and go and listen.
Go listen to Holiday Inn.
Go to Bandcamp and
but buy it all. Just an incredible band. Like the songwriting is superb. They perform really well.
Yeah.
Really, really wonderful people as well. We're like,
I'm gonna say really nice people.
Yeah. Sort of,
and it makes a big difference. I feel like. Yeah,
it's just nice, like to be in another country and go say hello, to have a friend in another country from like go say hello to Max. We met Manu after his final great set, and just like the drummer gave me a little sort of cheers at one point during this day, and it was just I just really love that band. Like I don't know if I have the words any words left to really like describe like what a good band they are. Like, I can't wait for Punk Rock Holiday to see them there. I can't wait for Fest. Don't care who else is playing. I will be at the front for both of those sets.
You know what, Captain Arsehole, it's so strange because they're not from Florida, but they distill the happiness and the goodness of that Fest, what I call Fest magic.
Yeah.
I feel like they just have it. They've just bottled it. I don't know how they managed to do it, but they did.
It was good.
Yeah,
it was good. Before this turns into the Captain Arsehole podcast,
yes, moving on.
Captain Arsehole Day comes to an end with
it was a shame.
Irish Handcuffs Trios cover set, which I got to see, which was really awesome.
I will just mention, before we go on, but Captain Arsehole like clashed with a lot of bands that I also really wanted to see.
Yeah.
So just to mention, I think it was
the Winter Party,
Youth Avoiders, Winter Pass, and Shoreline, which I ideally hope to catch soon. And I would very happily have gone and watched those bands, but we just had other priorities. So just to mention,
Booze Cruise organizers, if next year you could have Captain Arsehole just play their own sets. Like with no clashes, it would be perfect.
Thank you.
Stick them in that venue they had the Get Up Kids play when everyone was allowed in.
Grunspun.
Yes.
That was a very nice venue.
Good venue.
Yeah.
Sorry, yes, Brett, you were saying.
I don't know. Did you guys must have left me after that because I think I feel like I was at the Irish Handcuffs cover set by myself. Oh, you stayed with me for a little while. We watched a little bit of it
it's nice together. That you forgot that I was there.
It wasn't an Alkaline Trio cover set.
No, it was trios. They did do an Alkaline Trio.
Although they did play an Alkaline Trio cover.
Mm-hmm.
And they played a few songs that I didn't recognize, but I mean, and they played Damn It, which obviously you love, which you didn't get to see.
No, I left
and
early.
They played, obviously they played Green Day, and I found it quite funny because they played a John K. Samson cover of Anchorage, which is kind of like proper Gandhi, but when they were a three-piece, but obviously they're no longer a three-piece. So it was kind of funny. I feel like they explained the joke in German, and I only actually got the joke when they started playing the song. So that everyone laughed, and as it was throughout the weekend, Robyn and I just stood staring blankly at the person on stage because we're like, oh, we don't know what you've said, not gonna laugh or do anything. But everyone else laughed, and then they played Anchorage. But it was really cool. I mean, a band that can pull out covers like that, like with no lyric sheets, and this is why I'm not a musician, because I just can't do that. Like I just can't pull out like half an hour's worth of songs just like that and play them. Although I'm sure they practice.
They did the trio song. I'm assuming they did Mercy Me.
Yes.
Yeah, they did that in Bristol as well. So they said they had been practicing.
Oh, okay.
It was quite handy when they played in Bristol because they spoke in English. But I mean, that's obviously our ignorance going to another country and not knowing their language. Because I'm British and we're far too arrogant and ignorant to learn other people's languages. So
yeah,
we're trying to learn Danish, and that's just enough for us right now.
Cool. So but after Captain Arsehole, Emma and I went off to Hafen Clan and Golden Salon. Like we got there when Career Suicide was still playing, so we were. So we tried to go up to the Golden Salon to see them, but it was absolutely rammed. So we just came back downstairs just to sort of hang out before 100 Kilohertz.
Mm-hmm.
And when we got there, they were still this is probably the most negative thing for me for the whole weekend. This was for me, it was a really big shame, and I don't know the ins and outs of what happened, but this is basically what I saw was. So we got there. Their all their like flight cases and stuff were all still like in the crowd area, and they were setting up the stage. And we're Emma and I just went and had sat down and had a drink, and we're sort of keeping an eye. And it got to like 10:15 when they were supposed to go on, and the flight cases were only just being moved. And then they spent, I reckon 20-25 minutes sound checking and having some issues. And then they were finally ready, probably about 20-25 minutes like into when their set was supposed to begin, or after their set was supposed to begin even. And then they all kind of just disappeared off the stage. I don't know what happened, but at this point I was like, you know what, Sewer Rats are on soon. I was going to leave soon anyway. So we kind of left.
Yeah, just as I got there.
Yeah.
Colin was like, we're going.
Yeah.
Like, okay.
I don't know what happened there because there's probably a very good reason for it. And obviously me not speaking German, things didn't get translated.
No.
But yeah, so that was a bit of a shame. I don't really know what happened there, but
they must have played a set though, because I remember seeing like
they played a set earlier in the day at the St. Pauli FC fan store.
Okay.
Oh right, yeah.
So yeah, don't know what happened. It might have been miscommunication. Who knows? But yeah, so we didn't get to see them. We kind of went all the way to like Half and Clang for basically a drink and
for the drink, yeah, and the walk.
A lot of steps.
For the steps, yeah. For the steps.
I worked out which was the male and female toilet. I found a good friend sticker in the male one as well, which amused me. But yeah, after that, we all met up at Uberyou for the final two sets of the day. Sewer Rats and Jukebox Romantics, who were just like, they were touring when we went in 2019, and they had a little tour again. And I think when you get these two bands together, it's just party, isn't it? That's just let's just have a party
vibes.
Yeah.
At the end of the night, when you're tired, just picked everyone up like right up again. It was so good.
Yeah, made me think of like, reminded me of like seeing like the copyrights and the dopamines playing, and it's where it's just like just party vibes and good music, and you know, you could get into the pits and if you wanted to and sing along, or you can stand back and have just as good a time watching the people.
Yeah, Uberyou I thought was quite a good venue, and where it's obviously it's not usually a proper venue, it's a brewery / sort of pizza restaurant. But like they had like the staging area and then the bar, and like there was like a square, and then there was like a I guess like an indenty bit, and then there was like a second square.
Yes.
So
with a bit of seating around the edge.
So you could sort of hang out at the back and not sort of get in the pit area if you didn't fancy that. And I was at the point where I was exhausted and had sweated enough for the day. So me and Emma just sort of hang around the back, and like Sewer Rats, the last two albums are two of my favorites that have been released in the last couple of years. Jukebox Romantics, like they started their set with like the opening riffs to Manthem, and I was like, oh my, this is a way to start.
You're starting hard.
Yeah, and like their singer Mike sort of just was running around the crowd, getting everyone pumped up. What an incredible frontman he is.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he's so good.
And yeah, they both bands absolutely smashed it, and it was just so much fun, and like the camaraderie between both bands kind of spilled into the crowd, and what a Saturday night.
Yeah,
it was great.
Good way to end the night for sure.
Yeah,
definitely.
Strong day.
But then what I didn't enjoy was the walk back to the Premier Inn during
trying to get through the Reeperbahn and all the craziness of that. Yeah,
like I've walked around like busy London streets like in the night, like on like peak party time, and it's nowhere near as stressful as trying to negotiate round. Which I guess we should probably say, like at the same time, and like obviously the Booze Cruise was on, there was also a Harley Davidson festival seemed to be on.
Oh yeah.
So there was a lot of chaps in like leathers and waistcoaty things, and who are enjoying a drink. And
cuts, Colin. They're called cuts.
Oh, sorry, I'm not. I'm not up with the lingo. I think
we only know this from watching Sons of Anarchy. That is the full extent of our MC knowledge.
Yeah.
There we go. So they have some cuts. Yeah, so they're all out having a good time. Then you just got the usual sort of Hamburg party goers and all the sights that you get in Hamburg on a Saturday night on the Reeperbahn. Don't take children there, for the love of God. But yeah, then we sort of eventually got back to the room, and it was nice to sit down in the shower and get ready for the next day, which you're going to hear about in the next part of this podcast. Quick advert, go support Make Better Take. Please. Thank you. Right, and we'll be back in a second. Hello, welcome to the third and I guess final part of our Hamburg Booze Cruise review. We're now going to talk about the Sunday, which was a more sort of chilled out day with less bands and less running around between venues.
Which we needed.
Yeah. For sure. So I suppose we started the day, we're like, okay, where can we go for breakfast? And then quickly discovered nothing's open.
No.
So what we thought, which was my brilliant idea, and I apologize, we thought we'll go, because Emma's obviously a massive fan of Japan, and we went to the Japanese gardens when we came last time. So we thought, let's go. We're not that far. In my head, we weren't that far. I didn't actually check.
No, we weren't that far. We ended up being further because it also happened to be the Hamburg half marathon. So what would have been a fairly straightforward walk became a more roundabout.
Yeah. How do we cross this road kind of walk?
Yes.
Plus, it was really hot.
But it was really beautiful in the gardens, and we did find a really nice place to get some sandwiches. That was good.
And we got to see all of the half marathon. Well, not all of them. But
we saw the half marathon winners and clapped them. Yeah.
There were some people doing some good drumming.
Yes, we saw some drums.
Yeah.
That was my highlight. Yeah, but so after we did that, we had some food. Did we do anything afterwards? I can't remember. We did
walk down to the docks and we had some more ice cream.
Oh yeah.
So we had some Haagen-Dazs. It was good. We waited to go on a boat.
Yeah, we joined a queue that didn't turn out to be a queue because people just kind of gathered and just.
It was a clump.
It started out as a queue, but the moment the boat entry actually opened,
it became a clump.
Everyone just kind of went there rather than staying in a queue.
Well, I'm assuming everyone got on. It didn't feel like overly busy on the boat.
Anyone like waiting at, like when the boat left.
So again, this is the first time we got to go on the boat together because, to be honest, I was sort of umming and ahhing about going on the boat just because tired. I thought maybe it'd be best just to have an easy one, go see some of the acoustic acts because Henry Parker was playing Uberyou acoustic and he's really good. But we got on the boat because we just thought, well, we haven't all been on the boat together. And so we did that. We saw Wasted Years and Sewer Rats.
Again, because what's better than Sewer Rats once?
Sewer Rats twice.
So Wasted Years was like the first one. I guess well, like along the sort of melodic pop punk. I guess I'd describe them as. They were pretty cool. I think they maybe overplayed their set length
a little.
Yeah,
that's the only danger on the boat is if the first band overplays, the second band will get cut off.
Yeah. So Sewer Rats, I think, only got to play for about 10 minutes, which was a bit of a shame.
Yeah.
But I guess we'd seen them the night before, so it was cool to see Wasted Years get a longer set, and we got to see some extra. It was kind of bonus Sewer Rats on a boat rather than a proper Sewer Rat set, I guess.
Yeah, I think it was. Seeing bands on a boat with you and Emma was I think was really cool for us. I mean, I really wanted to see Get Jealous, who unfortunately weren't on the boat, and they clashed. And but I mean, making the decision to go on the boat was a good one. And it was a nice way to, for the last time, to see a band on a boat in Hamburg until next year. Take the opportunity and do it.
Yeah.
100%.
That is what the festival is named after, I guess. Boozing and cruising.
It is quite special.
Yeah.
Pretty cool. Yeah. So afterwards, Emma made the sensible decision, I think, to go have a bit of a rest back in the hotel, have a bit of a nap, and just relax before like the final 3 bands of the night. Us, on the other hand,
we're the irresponsible one.
Well, I did sit down at the Mutniks. I did rest my weary feet.
I did not.
I did not either.
Yeah, but we got to Molotov Club, and it wasn't that busy, was it? I don't know. I guess a lot of people stayed on the boat for Jukebox Romantics, and I don't know.
I imagine that was good.
I don't know who replaced Shelley Coat on the boat. But
no.
What I've seen of the Jukebox Romantics set, so it looked like a lot of fun. But I really wanted to see the Mutniks because I saw them on the boat in 2019, and I was really impressed with them. So it's cool to see them again. And I don't think they're maybe more than 50 people at Molotov.
No, probably not.
No, it was quite empty, but it was nice. It
was
actually
a comfortable number of people.
Yes.
Actually.
Yeah.
Comfortable number in that heat. Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, they played a really good set. They're a really good band. Kind of a bit 90s sort of punk rock, bit of Bouncing Souls, I guess, to them. Really energetic, like really cool band you should check out. And then we went back to the place, the venue, Nokwak.
For Fine and Great.
Yes, and they were really amazing.
Fine and Great, one of my absolute standouts.
One of the highlights of the weekend for me as well.
So good, so tight. Yeah, loved seeing them.
Yeah,
that was well worth it. Yeah,
they're kind of more of a pop punk emo sounding band. They have
like a Taking Back Sunday vibe as well.
Yeah, I think Robyn said when we did the preview, kind of like the vocal dynamics, kind of like mixtapes as well, of like male, female.
It was Brett.
Was it Brett?
Yeah.
But yeah.
Take credit, Robyn. Take credit. It's fine.
I'm sorry. It was me.
Yeah. So their vocals, like Tooney and Manu's vocals, are really, really good, and the drumming was really tight, and it seemed like the sound sort of was a bit better than for the other bands we'd seen.
Yeah,
I agree.
I agree. I think it was definitely the best band that I'd seen at that venue, or the best sounding band that I'd seen at that venue. Sorry, Colin. No, I didn't mean to say anything about Captain Ethel.
It's fine.
They do still share a member, so yeah. It's
all the same family. No, I was expecting to enjoy them, but they again like a bit like Between Bodies, where I was expecting something like this sort of level, and then they performed, and it was kind of like
yeah.
So you're expecting Fine, that you got great.
Yeah. Well done. Yeah. I feel like the band are going to end up hating their name because of puns like this. Every review, this is Fine and Great. But yeah, like really, really cool. Like again, if you don't know them, check them out. Like Manu to be in two incredible bands, like what a talented guy.
Agreed.
And lovely man. We met him after. You guys brought some merch.
Oh yeah.
Obviously,
I've been evangelizing Fine and Great this whole week. I'm just like, you should listen to this.
Like Emma did want to come and see him, but yeah, she made her correct decision and had a rest. But so I feel like
catch them again soon.
I hope so. But yeah, I film like just one whole song, and I don't get how people can film a whole song on their phone because my arm was getting well tired.
It's exhausting, right?
Yeah.
Who knows to those people? Like,
yeah. That is now on the Colin's Punk Rock World YouTube page there if you want to watch it.
Nice.
Which is where you're watching this.
Yeah, I'll put a link if it's not coming up on like the side thing. If you subscribe, you would have got a notification to say it was out. Hopefully. That's how it works. I think that's how it works. So after Fine and Great blew us away. I think that was the highlight of the day up until like the penultimate band. But yeah, we went back to Molotov for Cigar.
Yeah,
that was fun.
We got there at the same time they did.
And we saw this van pull up, and we thought, hey,
that looks like the band.
That looks like a band van. Is that the band? They're due on in 5 minutes. And you know what? It really was.
No, but like credit to them. Like they were obviously rushed. They were obviously running late for whatever reason, but they just got up, they plugged in,
and I
think they checked their levels, and they just played.
And like phenomenally. Like they know each other so well. They know the song so well. I was like, how are you sounding this good so quick?
All they had to do was adjust a few things, like on the drum sets, and but other than that, it was.
And they were like sound checking as they went.
Yeah.
But I don't know Cigar, but like I was very impressed with how they managed to kind of try and pull that together.
Yeah, they sound incredible for a 3-piece. Like I feel like if you listen to them, their records or their songs, like I would not have called them a 3-piece ever. Like they just have a sound of a dual guitar band, which so when they turned out to be a 3-piece, because I also don't know Cigar very well either, even though I'm a skate punk fanatic.
They're not going to take your skate punk card away. Don't worry.
They might do. But I think they just arrived on the scene a little bit too early for me in 1999. and they've been fairly quiet since then for whatever reason.
They do
but
have
I feel like if I heard them back then, I mean, my mind would have been blown, and I would have been a massive fan to this day. But yeah, they were very, very good. I enjoyed them, although we didn't see all of them.
No, they do have an album coming out on Fat Wreck this year as well, I believe.
Well done for them getting a Fat Records deal, because that's also
that's a
very
cool thing. Yeah, so I think I left a bit earlier than you to go meet Emma and to get some food before like the final bit. And it's just we were
and then we saw you not long after that.
Yeah, we sort of walked down the Reaper Barn to like a place I remembered from the last time we came. It was basically just chips and salad and falafel in a pot for like €6. Really nice, really filling. Recommend it. If I could remember the name of the place, go there.
It's right near the KFC. So like head for the KFC and then veer off.
And then stop just before you get there. Big yellow signage.
Yes.
It's past the Danish place.
Yes.
Yeah.
Between the KFC and the Danish.
And the Danish place, right there.
I'm gonna go out on a limb, probably next to a sex shop, because it's the Reaper Barn. Yeah, but when we walked down that, we bumped into Max and Captain Arthur, and he just got a tattoo from the people where you got the tattoo from.
Yeah.
And we were like, I sort of said, oh yeah, Robyn got the tattoo from them. He goes, oh, that's who got the flower or whatever it was you got. So Indeed. That was kind of cool. It was just kind of cool to walk down a German street and see my friend. Yeah, so at the end of that, we went to another venue I struggle with the name of, Grunspan, I guess. Grunspan.
Really nice venue.
Yeah.
It was so hot, I think. Yeah.
I don't think it was
a very long time.
Really, I don't think it was as hot as Molotov.
No, it was hotter. At one point, I went to wipe the sweat off my face and realized my whole arm was just sweat, and that nothing could wipe anything, and I just had to live like that now.
Yeah.
So I really don't think it was that bad, unless my body had just run out of sweat at that point.
Eventually, yes.
That was like a bigger venue. Like for people listening in the UK, I guess it's kind of like similar sort of size to like Shepherd's Bush Academy or like Brixton. They're a big, I guess, academy show rather than like where we've been before, like smaller, like clubby kind of places, it was really cool to bring like the whole festival together to the end. I thought.
Yes, that.
So like I alluded to it earlier, like the first couple of bands on playing that part of the night were Tired Radio and Uberyou, like bookending it. And their Tired Radio's first time I'd seen them, was really, really impressed. Emma really liked them. Sent you to the merch afterwards to pick us up a record because I was fed up of people at this point. And then like Uberyou, bearing in mind I'm like a really big Lightyear fan, and I think Lightyear, I'd always say, are the best live band in the world. No, they're not. Sorry, Chaz. Sorry, the rest of you guys. But Uberyou are just something else.
Something else.
Like
agreed.
The way they connect with a crowd, the way like Ian, their like front man, there's energy, and there's a lot of energy, and then there's like Ian. Yeah. It's insane. Like how he's in the crowd, he's on the stage, he's everywhere.
He's on top of the crowd.
Yeah. It's just like an amazing a thing you have to like experience in your life. I think.
Then they played Journey.
They did play Journey.
Which just made my whole weekend. I was just like, yes. I was like, what? I didn't know I needed it until they started playing it. And I was like, I 100% needed this in my life. Thank you very much.
Yeah.
Incredible. I think we'd spoken about Journey.
We had.
Earlier in the weekend, hadn't we? Like, was it for your wedding, your cover band?
Yeah, because we had the band play Journey.
We were like, that's the ultimate song to have play at your wedding, because it's such a good party song and everyone wants to get up and like dance to it. So it was just magic. Yeah. The
universe is like, so you think your wedding was good?
Yeah.
What about this?
Yeah, we're gonna one up it. And we were really lucky enough to catch up with Ian afterwards as well.
Oh, we'll save that bit. We'll save that bit. Keep them listening. Keep them listening.
Does that get its own section? He's
I think so.
Human.
Yeah. Then they Get Up Kids were like the big headliner, I guess, of the whole weekend. I'm not a Get Up Kids fan. Emma's not a Get Up Kids fan. You guys are. Please talk about it.
I loved it. It was really good. I think I think like I spoke to Robyn about it afterwards as well. It's like the Get Up Kids are like one of the very first or one of the earliest bands that I kind of fell in love with from reading thank you notes or linear notes of other bigger bands. And I mean, I remember downloading Holiday off of mp3.com or something, whatever, back in the day of, you know, dial-up internet, and just like destroying those mix CDs that I would make myself, because in South Africa we couldn't easily get albums from bands like that. And I mean, it's been so long that I've loved the Get Up Kids, and you know, I've sort of gone in and out of, you know, like listening to their stuff that they release, so I'm not familiar with every single song that they play, or I'm like, I know their album Something to Write Home About, and I know their album Guilt Show, and I know their latest album sort of Problems, and like, but their live show is just so good. Like, they're just so professional. Like, they've been doing it for so long. It's just, it seems like it's just so easy for them to play the songs that they've written so long ago. And obviously, like, it's just amazing to see some, like, people with such talent,
a band at that level
play with such ease. Like, the vocals didn't falter except for like one time in one of the songs early on in the set, but since then it was just like, it's just like perfectly
it was like
recorded.
It's like listening to the record.
It's like listening to the record. And I mean, they played all of my favorite songs, so I mean, I can't really complain about that either. I think the only thing I would complain about is, and it's the same thing I would complain about when I saw them in Spain a couple of years ago, is why don't they play Something to Write Home About from front to back? But
maybe at Fest.
Maybe at one day when they're doing the 30-year anniversary tour or something. But yeah, like, I can't really say anything bad about seeing the Get Up Kids, because it was amazing for me. Like, I really enjoyed it. It's like, I just enjoy watching good bands play good music like that I've sort of grown up with, and now I'm really old, so I've been growing up with it for a long time.
That's true. And with that comes a whole lot of weight. Yeah, you were ecstatically happy after that.
Yeah, I sang along to all of the songs that I knew really loudly, and it was really cool to see like them get a reception like they did from the crowd.
Yeah, it was good times.
Yeah, me and Emma were sort of hanging out towards the side, not really knowing what was going on, because neither of us are Get Up Kids people. They're just a band that I guess flew over my head when I was I grew up very much a ska kid, and if Busted Plug had been there, I would have been down the front singing along to every song. I probably would have been at the wrong festival, but yeah. So I think Get Up Kids kind of passed me by, but I think I could appreciate what they were as musicians, and it was cool seeing everyone else have the time of their lives. And like Richard came and stood next to me at some point, and he was like, "This is incredible. I'm so happy," and that was really, really nice.
Yeah,
so it's cool. It's cool seeing pals and just festival people who were there having a nice time and enjoying it.
So many nice people to see over the weekend. So many great pals to catch up with. That was also such a nice aspect. So yeah.
So that was Sunday. We got through that quicker. Well done us.
Nice.
Less bands.
We're getting better at this.
Yeah, we've only been going nearly 2 hours. What was I going to say? Words escaping me.
After the Get Up Kids.
After the Get Up Kids.
We.
Can I start the story?
Okay,
yes,
you got.
So I knew you guys were going to go back to the merch because that's what you do, and I saw a big crowd, and I was like, oh, "There's people there." So I gave you some money to go pick us up a Tired Radio record, and we went outside, and then I feel like we were out there for about half an hour before you appeared.
I'm so sorry.
So what were you guys up to?
We're having the time of our lives.
We were just drinking with Ian.
And trying to convince them to hold another festival in Switzerland.
No, so what actually the story goes is Robyn wanted an Uberyou shirt. I also wanted an Uberyou shirt, but I hadn't decided which shirt I wanted. So Robyn bought. We bought Robyn's Uberyou shirt before before Uberyou played, or before, as we walked in, essentially to the venue, we bought, and Ian was at the merch stand. I don't know, maybe he heard our accents or he recognized us or something, but he asked us where we're from and how it's going, and then we kind of said stuff, and he was like, oh, we should get a shot later. And I mean, like, as you do, it's like, yeah, cool, but we know you're probably not going to remember because you've got this other important thing to do tonight. And then
but he didn't.
But he didn't. The
nicest man.
Like, and then when we went back to the merch stand to buy your record and my shirt, then he remembered.
Pulled us aside, chatted to us for ages.
Can't actually remember the name of the shot that we took, but it was quite tasty. It was pepperminty.
And German. And delicious.
And German.
Thank you.
Yeah, and then we just chatted and like spoke about.
And I think we're going to try and get them over to Denmark, and we're going to try and get over to Switzerland, and basically we just want to party forever. Thank you.
Yeah, Colin and Emma are also invited.
Yes.
We will attend.
Yeah.
Party on.
Yeah, and he was the nicest person. He gave us a record, or he gave us their record. Which, yeah, I mean, I'm sorry we can't play it yet, but we will as soon as we get our turntable.
Yeah, we're still waiting to receive certain things.
But yeah, so it was amazing just to, like, I think it was a really great way for us to end Booze Cruise, because it really like summed up the spirits of the festival in just like, it's making new friends with people that you think can't really make friends with because they're on stage, but actually it is my really favorite
thing about these festivals and the music that we listen to is you get to, I've said this so many times before, look someone in the eyes and say, I love what you do, like it makes my life better, you make my life better, thank you. They don't just go off a stage and you never see them and you never get to tell them about it. And they get your energy and you get their energy, and it's just this wonderful love fest, and it's the best.
Yes, like I say, how does it compare for you? Like, you've obviously done Fest a couple of times, you've done MPF a few times. Well, how does Booze Cruise compare to those festivals for you guys?
Oh, it's tricksy. Yeah. It's tricksy.
That's the question I probably should have prepped you with. I thought about it earlier. Sorry.
Each is quite unique. I think Hamburg Booze Cruise feels a little bit like Fest in Europe to me.
Yes, I think it's more party vibes, Fest vibes than like an MPF. MPF is more strong community, tightly knit.
All the different scenes coming together. Yeah. This something like Booze Cruise, it's more music that is more of a piece that sits together. You don't necessarily have quite as diverse, and like Brett said, a bit more party. But I think that same sense of Fest where everyone is, ready to like cheers, to get in the pit with you, chat about a band with you, like that same feeling of togetherness and happiness is definitely there.
Yeah, but I think like just like the other fests that we've been to at MPF and Fest so far, I mean, there's no assholes generally, or we didn't meet any. Like everyone is super cool and just super helpful and friendly, even though you're not German.
Yeah, they might talk to you in German first and then you feel really bad because you're like, I'm sorry.
So yeah, like there's I mean, each festival like has something special, and I think
it's unique,
and unique in its own way. And I don't think I could fairly compare them, because I've had really great like life experiences at all three places. Yeah.
So will you be back next year?
Yes.
Good. So will we. We were umming and ahhing just because of like the traveling and stuff, but it's just such a good time.
Yeah.
And I think we're going to try and get the train next year.
I was going to say, maybe take the train. I think it might be better.
Emma's very worried about like the old carbon footprint that flying does. But yeah, if you can get the train apparently, so we're going to do that next year.
Yeah, sounds great.
And I'm going to take my laptop and play Football Manager the whole time. I can't wait.
That's what you do on a long journey.
What else are you going to do? Sleep? Yeah. Well, I mean, that's what you should do.
Rest up and
sleep on the way back.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's not a thing I can do. I can't sleep in a bed. I can't sleep on a train. Yeah, so final thing for all the record nerds who are stuck with us this whole time, we're going to do a record.
Oh yes, the great haul
Show
reveal.
and tell
I forgot that was even
haul.
happening.
Oh.
Look at all the money we spent.
Yeah.
Okay, how are we going to do this?
No idea. I haven't thought that far ahead. So I guess so we got records from the merch and we got records from Cruise Records, which is if you're in a nice shop. If you happen to be in Hamburg,
go to Cruise there. Records.
Such a cool shop. So much good stuff.
Amazing selection.
I spent quite a lot of money. We could have spent quite a lot more. So yeah, go check them out because there's some really cool stuff. Yeah, so should we go like one by one, show and tell? I'll let you guys go first.
Okay, well, we'll go with the album that we actually didn't buy, but thanks Ian from Uberyou.
We love it.
Giving it to us for free. It's an amazing gift and we appreciate it.
We will love it for a long time.
We will love it as much as if we had bought it.
Yes.
Maybe even more so because of the meaning behind it.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the nice thing about being in Europe now is, shipping from European bands and labels is not so crazy expensive. So we will most definitely buy their new album.
And the bad thing for me is it's now a lot worse because of our friend, friend Brexit. So my first one was when I sent you to the merch for was Tired Radio's Patterns, which is really cool. How's that showing up on the thing? There we go. It's a really cool picture.
Yeah.
There we go.
Brett?
Yeah, you can do this one.
Yes, it is Press Club. I love this album. Everything about this album from beginning to the end. And this is like limited edition. Yes.
I don't know.
Half and half, crystal clear and color vinyl.
Oh, fancy.
It is beautiful as well. I love it.
Cool. My next one is Chartreux. I still don't know how to say the name. I found out about this band because of Vinyl Systems, Chris, who has done some stuff for the blog in the past. Lovely chap. And yeah, we saw him, had to go buy it. Really cool. Got it from the Gunner record store for a very fair price.
And we bought Sewer Rats from the Sewer Rats, their show, and
we got a sticker
in Uberyou. Yeah, it was a
they are
an album that we bought after seeing them live because they were so good live. You needed to buy a record.
That was one where I sort of said to you, "Well, go buy it now because it's the end of the night, Rob." Because you were going to buy it the next day and carry it around all day like a maniac.
Yes. It's a good call.
Thank you. No. This is when me and Emma went to Cruise Records at the start of the one of the days, Saturday, and this is one I picked up. It was a Second Youth EP called Juvenile. Won't lie, when I brought it, I thought it was the album. It was not the album, but I've now since ordered the album, and that's down there in our pile of stuff to listen to. But yeah, so I really like the artwork on that. Well, I was looking at the liner notes and the English chap in the band, whose name is Dick Smith, according to this, is such an English name, Dick Smith. Yeah, he does it all, and I think it's really cool.
That's cool. We bought this from Cruise Records, the Get Up Kids Guilt Show.
Very nice.
Yay for having that on vinyl finally.
Yeah, this is another one. I've not actually listened to this band before, but again, Chris, Vinyl Systems, has been raving about it, so I took a punt.
Nice.
Yeah, band called Swallows Rose. Cool. I messaged him and sort of said, I picked this record up basically based on, I know that you like it and we have quite a good crossover in tastes. And he was sort of saying like he had ordered it from spam and hadn't arrived yet. And I was like, but then like an hour after he messaged me, it turned up.
Nice.
So that was a nice coincidence.
Classic gold record, Bouncing Souls.
Yeah, which I've been looking for a while. So I'm glad finally found it.
I think that's such an underrated Bouncing Souls record.
Oh yeah.
I think like the first 4 songs on it, all just bangers.
Yeah.
My next one was the newest one from All Aboard. They played the festival. Didn't get to see them this time because of clashes, unfortunately, but it's one I've been wanting to pick up for a while. So happy to have done that again. Really, really nice art. Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's a picture of a penis on there.
Drawn on or as part of the cover art?
Oh, it's part of the art.
Oh, okay.
Well, I think that's supposed to be a penis. Who knows?
And I also bought Irish Handcuffs from the band after seeing the band.
I got a shirt
play
like
their
this.
music. I also got a shirt. Yes. Very good band. Looking forward to listening to the record.
I hope I get to see them soon.
We also got Irish Handcuffs.
Very nice.
Well, we got it from Cruise Records.
Stepsies.
Jinx.
Rather
It's a
than
good thing this isn't just you guys doing the same record over and over again.
no, because we meant to get it in Bristol, but then didn't for whatever reason. So we spotted it in Cruise Records on the first day we were there. So Emma picked it up quick because we knew we weren't going to see him at the festival, unfortunately, because clashes. Boo. Okay.
Then I got After the Fall, Isolation / Resignation.
Ooh.
Thanks. No thanks, Paper and Plastic. But Satan finally put it out.
Yay.
So super stoked to finally have one of my favorite records from 2018 and one of my favorite records from the other year that the newer album came out.
The other year.
I remember things.
Yeah, this is how you can tell you're late into a podcast.
Yeah.
My next one is a band called Caffeines, who play like, I guess, sloppy melodic pop punk, really like a proper fest band. They're loads of fun. I got into them from watching, like the fest. They did their video about like the fest that never happened. They had loads of sets. And
yeah.
I got into them on that, and I've really enjoyed them. So yeah,
nice,
really cool band. You got any more?
My top album from last year, Turnstile. Colin, can I tell you one sad thing? Turnstile played Grunspun on the Monday night.
Oh no.
No, on the Tuesday nights.
Was it the Tuesday? Yeah. We should be looking up tour schedules.
Next year we will look it up a little bit more closely. It was sold out anyway. We would have struggled.
We needed to see it many.
They played in the UK over that weekend as well, because like I was going to say this at the start. Like,
it's been a busy week for them. They played at Denmark. Well, they played Roskilde Festival in Denmark on Wednesday.
Basically, I just want to see Turnstile. You're probably not listening, Turnstile, but if you could come back to Denmark or somewhere close, I would super appreciate it. Thank you.
In the UK over the weekend, I meant to say this earlier, so you had Glastonbury.
They played Glastonbury.
Yeah, you had the Green Day Hella Mega Tour thing happening in the UK. You had Outbreak Festival, which was like
they played
big hardcore festival thing. Ed Sheeran was playing at Wembley as well, like my sister's favourite.
Which Turnstile didn't play at.
Yeah,
this is the difference between
me
and my sister. Like, she went to Wembley to see Ed Sheeran. I was in German basements watching bands shouting at me. I had a great time. But yeah, so it's just a ridiculous amount on in the UK over the weekend. I was in Germany.
So much
having the time of my life. And then anyway, my final one was the Sidewalk Surfers album, which again, really good art.
Yeah.
Nice.
I picked that up on the first day after seeing them and being blown away. And like, I think it was the bass player, the chap with the longer hair. He sold it to me. He looked so happy that someone had brought it and was so thankful. And I really like seeing bands like who clearly appreciate you supporting them. So that was cool. And yeah, I'm really looking forward to sticking this. I just really like the artwork. So cool.
I like it too.
So cool. Yeah, that was my last one.
Brett has one more.
Yeah, our last one is Avenues.
Are they a Wiretap band?
And Wiretap Records. Kind of really good pop punk. So yeah, check it out if you want to.
Brett's brain has stopped working.
Yeah.
Brett's like, it's good.
I'm tired.
Go listen.
Show and tell. Yeah, like I have found since coming back, I spent but with that Booze Cruise and like Bristol Booze Cruise, my record buying itch has really like grown again, which is not good for my bank account. So I think I worked out between like both Booze Cruises and just other stuff I picked up. I've brought like 20 records in the space of about 3 weeks.
Wow. Okay. Yeah, that's a lot.
Oops.
Colin, on behalf of your bank account, you should slow down.
Yeah.
I say no. It's an investment. In your happiness.
If an investment in my happiness, yeah, it's not an investment in like them being worth anything, because bands no one will care about. Yeah. I did find the Between Bodies first like EP on Discogs. That's coming to me. So if they
That's
pick up,
very cool.
yeah, and I'm looking forward to that album coming out. But yeah, anyway, we should shut up because we've got like an minute of this meeting and we don't need to go over anymore.
And we've talked for a long time.
Booze Cruise was good.
We had a really, really good time.
Yeah, summary, it was fine and great.
It was fine and great.
So yeah, that I mean, we've got a couple more Booze Cruise things coming up on the site. I'm going to get around to reviewing it at some point. I took a load of videos. I'm going to stick into like an after movie type thing.
I can't wait to see that.
Like the MPF one we did. And yeah, then we'll move on with other things that are happening in the world of punk that aren't Booze Cruise. Level Up's coming up. So you'll just get lots of Scar content soon, and I can't wait for that. Woo-hoo. We'll just see our viewership go, woo! But yeah, thanks for listening / watching. This has been really long. If you were at Booze Cruise, tell us your highlights in the comments. Like, subscribe, all the stuff that all the people ask you to do. Please do that as well for us. Thank you to Robyn and Brett for hanging out and chatting. Lovely to talk to you again.
Worries.
Excellent festing with you again. Till next
time.
Always.
Yeah, hopefully you're both feeling better soon.
And you.
Yeah. I feel better just talking about the memories.
Cool.
Thanks everyone. Goodbye.
Bye.
Bye.